Hey-ya, 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 hey-ya. Welcome one, welcome all to Weekly Whip 25. In today's episode, we're going to take you on a very exciting Beat Saber journey with JumboGauge. We're going to reveal a brand new fan-made documentary all about the fold, show you a very special cover of the Weekend Whip en Español, recap some of the coolest stuff we saw last Thursday for the 10-year Ninjago anniversary, with all sorts of nostalgia for you guys. I'm Dan from The Fold, and welcome back to Weekly Whip number 25. Oh. Hey guys, Saturday morning. Thanks for finding me again. Let's grab that mug of whatever you love and take that first simultaneous sip heard round the world. Here it is. Welcome. If you haven't already, tap that like button below, hit subscribe, and make sure you ring that bell so you don't miss any notifications from The Fold. So first up this week, we have a fan-made documentary. I knew this was coming. I helped her get her ducks in a row with some clarifications on timeline things that she needed. Alex, you know her, you love her. She is quite possibly our biggest fan. This touched the band so much when we saw it. She put out this documentary on Tuesday, and I'm going to put a link right here. I'll drop it below in the description. If you could do me a favor, open that in a new tab. I notice every time I link things in the video, I lose like 20 of you. I don't know if you're doing it on accident. I apologize if I'm leading you astray. Just click that, put it in a new tab, push pause, come back here. We don't want to lose you right now. So definitely thank you to Alex. This is so cool. We are honored. She got everything right. This is basically the Fold story from 2003 to now, including music from all the different eras in the background. So thank you, Alex. And like I said in Discord, we are eternally grateful that you took the time out of your life to make this. And I can tell that you care about our band in a very deep way. And that's the goal. We just want to connect with you guys. So this is awesome. All right, well, this next one came to me from a few people. Most excitedly, our very own thumbnail maker and graphic designer, Kinyix, somebody from his homeland of Mexico, covered the Weekend Whip, and we are so excited. To me, he kind of did it in a real polished, awesome way that reminded me of a few weeks back when Niall Stenson did a guitar cover of the Weekend Whip in a really polished, slick way. This is no exception, and I'm gonna rock along with you guys if you don't mind. JumboGauge, drop me down to that bottom corner and let's rock out! I wish I knew how to say that in Spanish. Ninjago, maestros del Spinjitzu. So cool. We will cut it there, and we're going to drop that link up above, below in the description. As always, the channel is Andreasen Latino, And we just love it. I mean, if there's one thing this band is all about these days, it's reaching people all over the world with a positive message. These guys clearly get the message. We thank you for caring about that song, for translating it. Might bug you if you can to send us a translation, and we'll drop it in the description when we get it. Let's light this thing up all around the world, guys. Very cool. Hitting him with a subscription. Subscribed! Well, Thursday was an awesome day. I was basically on the phone for most of the day, just doing random catch-ups with fans and creators alike. There was a moment where I actually heard from Tommy Andreasen himself. We talked. He actually told us the story. I believe we were on a podcast with the Marvelous Jan randomly. It felt like we were all just on a Zoom call. It was so casual. But he told the story of when Weekend Whip was first presented to him and how he felt about the song. Let's check it out.
Well, Tom meet Dan, Dan meet Tom.
Well, you might know each other from shows such as Ninjago.
Back on the very first episodes, it was me and it was one of my good colleagues, and he still works at Lego, Thomas Sorensen, who worked on the pilot episodes. And he was mostly the guys that had the contact to you guys. So the recording comes in, and Thomas sends me a message just like, have a listen to this. I think it's kind of a ... Okay, so obviously he was asking for my opinion without revealing his own. So I was in my kitchen on my laptop, and I play this thing, and I'm looking over at my girlfriend at the time, and like, huh. And then I went back and looked at the brief and was like, yeah, I guess this is what we asked for. Because I remember having been part of writing the brief, which was like, we want something catchy like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but we wanted more rock, punk. Also, we don't want it to just be a text which explains what the show is, where, you know, the Ninja Turtles song goes through the characters. So we want something different. Yeah. And then we got that thing. And there was this weird thing going on called the Weekend Whip in it. And like, I listened to it a few times and I thought, well, yeah, this is kind of catchy. My first instinct was, I don't like this. But then I was, 3 or 4 times in, I was like, yeah, this is kind of catchy. The only thing I don't really like is that Weekend Whip thing. So I sent off a bunch of suggestions to Jever on, hey, could we do the roundhouse kick instead of the Weekend Whip? I think that's more ninja, that's more relevant for our theme. And he just flat out refused to do it. Like, oh, no, what we have here is a bona fide hit. It's a classic. It needs to be exactly this way. The Weekend Whip is this thing they do on the weekends when they're not out fighting, and that's really the core of the song. It's like, oh, okay.
Wow.
So very little feedback, really. I think we asked for a bit more guitar or something like that, but that was basically it. And holy crap, was he right? This is a bona fide earworm. And that's also something that became a great big piece of conversation once we did this whole new thing with Wildbrain, when we sort of said, like, okay, let's start over a bit with this new studio. It's like, what do we carry over? And one of the things we were definitely advocating is like, we go do the 3D style of the animation, but we also need to make sure that the music is consistent. So that was both you guys and Jay and Kramer, Michael Kramer, Jay Vincent. Yeah, I always get that mixed up. That was definitely some of the things we insisted that we carry over, because that brings some sort of familiarity and some real quality to it that we definitely didn't want to lose. So thank you, Dan, for sticking around and still being around.
Yeah, I think originally getting my voice on that demo was was kind of how it was sold to me, as well as like, Lego doesn't necessarily like this idea yet, so we need to have this sung in a professional studio. And it was kind of like we're trying to convince Lego to go for this. So yeah, I definitely remember Yepa pushing very hard and it feeling very futile. Like, this probably won't work.
Well, you got to go out there sometimes.
Exactly.
pretty awesome. It's really the little engine that could. I mean, I don't know what made him finally give that song a chance other than apparently his girlfriend saying it was good. But I'm so glad he did. Can you imagine Ninjago without the Weekend Whip? I cannot, but at the same time, it seems so ridiculous that a song called The Weekend Whip got attached to this brand new cartoon that Lego was creating. But as a lifelong musician, I find that most things really don't make sense until they do. It's all about what you guys connect to, what you tell friends about, and that's what helps it get traction. So bravo, Ninjago, 10 years of whipping and spinning and weekend whipping. All right, I hinted at this next part in the intro. There is this kooky new game that you crazy kids are playing called Beat Saber, and our very own Sam JumboGauge found a way to bring the Weekend Whip into the game and perform to it. It's the namesake of this series. We thought it was worth showing. I'm going to give the floor to Sam, and he's going to show you how he almost got a perfect score playing the Beat Saber with our song, The Weekend Whip. Sam, show him how it's done.
Getting started, it's on, you know. And we want to see you whip and shout it. We rock, you roll. They say dip into it, just jump up, kick back, whip around and spin. And then we jump back to it again. Ninja, ninja, come on, we're gonna do it again. We just jump up, kick back, whip around and spin. Jump back to it again. Ninja, ninja, come on, into the weekend whip, yeah. They say, no, but we don't want to sit around no more. We say, go, you're gonna see us ripping. Just jump up, kick back, whip around and spin. And then we jump back to it again. And then we jump back to it again. Ninja, ninja, come on, we're gonna do it again. We just jump up, kick back, whip around and spin. And then we jump back to it again. Ninja, ninja, come on, into the weekend whip. Ninja, ninja. Come on, into the weekend whip. Kick back, whip around and spin.
And finally, this one is so cool. You know about KPX edits. I've featured her before on the channel. This one is one of her finest edits ever. And I love that she chose Born to Be a Ninja because this song is significant in so many ways. The Weekend Whip just kind of happened and we were just kind of doing our best to jump on the horse and harness all the excitement about Ninjago. Born to Be a Ninja was our first chance to write a follow-up song. So this is the song that came out. I love that she chose it for her edit. Here is Born to Be a Ninja. Get ready for all the nostalgia feels, my friends. Thanks, Julia, for this edit. We love it. Check it out. The moving text is over the top. Great job. Race you there. I want a freaking dragon. Oh, yeah.
Just make believe you can be a ninja just like me. Jump up, kick, and move to the beat. You could be a ninja just like me. Wanna be a ninja, just make believe. You can be a ninja just like me. Jump up, kick, and move to the beat. You can be a ninja just like me. You can be a ninja just like me.
Oh, sleeping in. You're gonna be late for training.
Haha. Beautiful job, Julia. So much nostalgia, so many feels. We love you guys. If anyone's out there who has more shows like Ninjago that need music, find us. It is our dream to do this the rest of our lives. It's just a gift that keeps on giving, as I say all the time. We love you guys. Thanks for joining me today on the Weekly Whip. That's about all the time we have. We'll see you next week. Same time, same channel, slightly different whip, perhaps en Espanol. See ya.